There's this perception that people usually have when they see those talking about Jesus, posting about Jesus, sharing stuff about Jesus. But the truth is that just because someone posts about Jesus, someone talks about God, or someone shares things about God all the time, doesn't mean that that person isn't going through internal struggles, or it doesn't mean that that person is righteous, or the person doesn't make mistakes, or the person doesn't sin at all. No, we should understand that there are people that are struggling and talking about Jesus, posting about Jesus, always putting Jesus in every area of their life and in all they do, is the only way to escape from falling back into their previous life or into a previous behavior. You cannot break off from addiction without replacing that space that something has been removed from, without replacing that space with something else. And that is the truth about this. For example, I was in a very down level in life. I was very weak spiritually. I was susceptible to sin. I sinned a lot, and I did a lot of other things that were against God before I turned to Jesus and I started following him. I started reading my Bible, studying the word. I started praying to God. I asked him for forgiveness. I asked him for strength and healing and his mercy. And by his mercy, I am in this level that I am, being bold enough to talk about Jesus, being free from sin, from a lot of negative behaviors and a lot of things that I usually do in the past. I barely do them at all right now. And it's only, all these things were only possible because I had to feel the space that I'm emptying. I have to fill it with something. I had to fill it with Jesus. And that is why I talk about Jesus. I post about Jesus. I share things about Jesus. I make sure that I have him. I have him in every area of my life, so that that particular space or that particular area wouldn't get filled with something else, wouldn't get filled with negativity, or take me back to the behaviors that I had in the past. So when you see someone that is usually talking about Jesus, or someone that talks about God, you don't see the person as a righteous person. Actually, these people, most of them, most of us, we are just trying to fill that space, that emptiness with God, so that we wouldn't get back to it. And that is how salvation looks like. You cannot really be saved if you do not fill every area of your life with Jesus. You cannot really break off old habits if you do not fill that space that is being emptied with new habits. And that's just the truth. Thank you for watching and listening. I do have a lovely day.